Rising Stars not continuing to push the aggression just because they just got crushed in a push.
Yeah, I think losing a team fight like that is not a sign that Rising Stars can't win this game anymore. To me, if they find Extinct and pick him off in the beginning team fight, Orange doesn't actually have too much damage anymore.
Or if they just gank. They could have just a two-man gank. They had the Blink Sight device on the Queen of Pain, coupled that with a Lifestealer Bomb. And pretty much anyone, except for the Alchemist, I think, will probably die to that, especially with the Abyssal Blade up on the Lifestealer. That is a lot of time spent in the Sheep in a Abyssal.
Yeah, I think now Xiaojuji working for Assault Curious as well. You do see a Heaven's Outbreak from Complete on Dragonite, so that's a ton of that item already being picked up. 5-man nation from Rising Star.
And there is a gem up on the Treant Protector, and I think they probably need to try and secure this next Roshan. Still looks like to be another 5 minutes in the process, and are they going to smoke? They are on the high ground. Yep, there is a 5-man smoke from Orange. They are looking for blood and checking out. I think they're in a position to smoke too. I see one on Rubik. Maybe they'll wait for this Ancient stack to clear before they go.
And again, if you're Orange Esport, I don't think you initiate with an offensive Burrow Strike. I think Burrow Strike should be used as a counter initiate tool. They're using the creep wave up top, maybe trying to bait a TP from from Rising Star. And if any single member comes, they are going to get initiated.
Xiaojuji, I thought he was about to run over here, but wisely deciding to go with his team.
Yeah, even Xiaojuji can get picked off. He did have really good Rage dodge, even against Burrow Strike, so let's see if he'd be able to do it. Alright, here we go. BKB already activated on Mushi. Wow, very aggressive here. Spell gonna get stolen here. That's gonna be Aspirin.
That's a back.
Yeah, I think that's a misclick, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he maybe tried to phase. I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, he just picked it up. It was a 10-second one, so a bit of a waste there for Mushi, but wisely deciding to back off. They had one big cooldown already used.
Ooh, Tree picks up a Blink Dagger. That's going to be pretty big. Normally, you don't say Tree pick up Blink Dagger as anything impressive, but against a Dragonite and against a Lifestealer that's relying on physical damage, you got to keep in mind you cannot attack out of an Ogre Growth. They're smoking on the bot, looking for a tier 2. These Razor Illusions think they're scouting things out, but little do they know the entire team is coming. Very safely played under their tier 2 tower is Orange Esport. If this gank fails for Rising Star, they're losing a ton of farm on mid and top. They think better of it, and they will all TP back. Good choice. I don't think that was the time to make the gank, and it seems like Orange Esport was fully aware of the gank anyways.
So neither of these teams have a decent split pushing lineup. Queen of Pain probably the best candidate. Sinking is pretty good.
KYXY is not bad. Yeah,
KYXY is not bad either, but it's no Nature Prophet, no Blinking and slamming anti-mage. There's nothing that can really push the lanes out, and because of that, just a little bit of passive play from both teams. Rising Stars has a slight Roshan advantage simply because of position, but their lead is slipping away. This gold graph just passing over to Meridian, and gold slightly in favor of Orange after favoring Rising Stars for the last 20 minutes.
And again, if the game goes longer and longer, KYXY is going to take over the gold chart. I'm not going to say he's going to spend all of his gold because he is going to get 6-slotted relatively soon, but he will still continue to earn that gold with Greevil's degree plus 30 at the max. And we'll see exactly what Rising Stars' game plan is. I think for both teams, they're going to try to ward up and secure the next Roshan.
Yep, and Battle with the Abyssal Blades, we see one of KYXY. Not exactly sure when he got it, but Alchemist has a much faster attack speed than Lifestealer if he has his Chemical Rage on. But it is usually down to a matter of luck as to who can win against who in a one-on-one fight.
Well, I really think Xiaojuji is going to lose that one-on-one fight simply because Alchemist has better stats when his ultimate is on, and more importantly, he's the one that has a Shadow Demon backup. Shadow Demon defensively disrupt or purges on Xiaojuji, then he suddenly loses a ton of offensive power, and I think Xiaojuji is going to have difficulty keeping up against a lot of KYXY.
Wow, they are just melting the C2 tower, and that will go down very, very fast.
Yeah.
Alchemist picking up a little bit extra gold. 4,800 HP on him.
Who?
Or
on Alchemist?
gold. 4,800 gold.
Oh, I was going to say 4,800 HP on Alchemist. That's
yeah, that would be ridiculous.
But I really like the way that Orange Esport is trying to siege on these towers. Every time Mushi sees a tower, he just pops his ultimate and just right-click on it. It does actually do a sizable damage to these towers. Of course, Iron Storm does not do minus armor against the tower, but it still does a ton of damage.
Yeah, there are not that many spells that affect towers, and we see already 2 of them in this game with Treant Protector and the Eye of the Storm on Razor.
Yep. Well, we're going to see another slow farming phase. KYXY 5600. I imagine he's going to go for a Butcher Travel right now, or do you think he's going to go for something like a Heart, or maybe even Manta? I feel like Manta style not too bad against a Lifestealer, against... Actually, Rising Star doesn't have too much lockdown here. Manta is, to me, really exceptional, especially when you want to siege base and
Yeah, it's pretty good. They have a decent amount of AoE though. The level 17 Dragon Knight with his Frost Form. They have the Queen of Pain. I think I would personally would like a Butterfly on him.
Okay.
Just more attack speed and just so he can just like straight up man mode the Life Stealer, no questions asked. And the Dragon Knight, but
we'll see exactly what he's going to go for. Orange Esport, all teams smoked up here. He's going to run into a Sench Ward. It looks like this is a very familiar and a reminiscent smoke gang coming out from Orange Esport. They like to do this large wraparound. Sanking falling a little bit behind. I do believe Rising Star is completely ready for it. Sench Ward being dropped down here. Acid Spray being dropped as well. They are completely ready for Orange
yeah, how do they see that?
I think they just expect it, but a Super is just standing under the Sanctuary. Is he baiting? Is he initiating right now? Here comes Mushi, misses the Burrow Strike on Extinct. You do not initiate like that. Extinct is gonna, oh, nice defensively disrupt. Where's the Overgrowth? No Overgrowth drop just yet. Maybe next to that Acid Spray, but Xiao Tucci in big trouble. He dies. Where's the buyback? Buyback's gonna be used, and Air is gonna be dead as well. And now the Epicenter comes out of nowhere from Extinct, and that's gonna be a huge team wipe. Double buyback coming out from Xiao Tucci as well as Air, but the damage has been done as Orange Esport retains everybody. Nobody even lost any type of HP. Orange Esport will just waltz into the Roshan pit. XT might have missed his first Burrow Strike, but the second, my goodness, that
was
beautiful.
such a great initiate by them, though. They had, even with the missed stun, they had such good control. Razor was channeling a static link on the Life Stealer. They got him sheep, so they took him out of the fight. Alchemist was just beating away on people. And then that 3-man Overgrowth into a 3-man Epicenter by the two supports just really rounded things off for Orange.
And now Razor picks up a Aegis as if he wasn't annoying enough. Now he has 2 lives to work with. He's got 4K going in the bank as well. Big item purchase coming up. That's a straight up Butterfly. You said that was the item that allows you to man-mo, allows you to tank everything. Well, that's the item he's got.
Yeah, I love that item on Alchemist. It just synergizes so well with his ultimate, and they don't have any MKBs on Rising Stars, especially with them losing these team fights, as well as the recent Hyperstone pickup in the Life Stealer. They're not going to be able to get an MKB by the time this game ends if Orange decides to push it now.
Yeah, I mean, Mushi right now, it's going to pop his ultimate and says, all right, easy tower mode. Not going to go in just yet. Somewhat surprised.
Yep. And it allows for more reliable bashes just because you have absolutely insane attack speed. He does so much damage right now. 400 and what? 10 damage? 408 damage.
On who?
308 damage on the Alchemist. Wow, my math is shaky today. But he has his BKB. Rising Stars, what can they really do versus a BKB? Dragon Knight can like attempt to slow them. They don't have enough items on the Dragon Knight. All he has is a Bracer, Heaven's Halberd, and a Power Charge. That's not where you want to be.
I think they just have to wait it out here. As Plasma Field gonna get stolen and then used, and I think they're waiting for that Epicenter to come back online, which is back on about 3 or 4 seconds. They're already sieging on that tier 3 tower, and they're trying their best to do something against KYXY. KYXY just doesn't care. He's tanking it away. Where's the Epicenter being channeled? Not channeled just yet here. Stun's gonna fly her off. And my question is, Extinct, are you channeling, my man? No, they're going to still focus on... He's channeling right now, defensive disrupt. And here comes the Sanking. It's not going to hit too much with the Burrow Strike, but the Epicenter's on top of everybody. Xiao Tucci already dead. He has no buyback. XCD's going to be dead as well. Air getting focused in right next. Double BKB gets pop here. Air down to about half, down to about quarter. He's going to get Burrow. He's going to get stunned, and the right click will begin to commence. KYXY in big trouble. They will bring down KYXY. And Mushi also dies, but it doesn't matter. They call the GG as they have lost that team fight quite handily. RStars has already gone down.
Yep, nice play by Orange. This free pick just really messed with Rising Stars, giving Razor a lot of free room in the early game to just make mistakes, which is like out of position mistakes, just play super aggressively on the Life Stealer, and the Overgrowth is really messing with him during the BKB and the Rage too. As soon as you pop Rage, sure, just Overgrowth, he's useless for another 5 seconds, and then you can just sheep him, stun him, do whatever with him after the Rage. So I think overall fantastic pick and draft by Orange. I don't think that Mushi's Razor was the strongest. It seemed like decent early game, but in the 15 to 30 minute phase, he just got picked off quite a few times and died before he was able to make a huge difference in the team fights.
I actually don't think it was the Razor or the Tree. I think Tree played okay, but he was just dropping.
Do you think it was the Alchemist?
No, it was the Sanking. Sanking, remember, they were actually losing. Orange was losing pretty badly until that one Epicenter on 5 people with 4 Burrow Strike on top. That was what turned it around when Extinct after that was just hitting amazing Burrow Strike Epicenters. And he was doing it against Stolen and Alchemist Acid Spray. He was doing it against double BKB on the Dragon Knight and Life Stealer. So
yeah, fantastic play by the supports from Orange. We saw Net with a little bit shaky disrupts earlier, but really pulling through with him later in the game, just completely taking out a lot of the single target focus. They have a Dragon Knight, and they have the Life Stealer, a lot of single target damage there with the Dragon Tail, and just right click from Nyx. And Nyx, even though he got a decent amount of farm and did a lot of work in the first 20 minutes, unable to pull through versus this lineup from Orange.
Yeah, I seen him actually disrupt a couple of times when the Sonic Wave was flying in the air. Like, those are not hard to actually pull off. But again, Extinct Net, just common storyline for Orange Esports, just playing really well as big playmaker supports, and that's why for the Alien World Cup, at least BTS Studio has gave them 10 out of 10 on the supporting duo compared to all of the other professional
Yeah, they just
teams.
move around a lot. They get a lot more done as supports. You rarely see them just like sitting there doing nothing. They're always doing something. They're always there warding, counter ganking, stacking, checking runes, just doing everything a support should do and not getting picked off very often.
Yep. Well, that's going to be game number 1 here for Orange Esports versus Rising Star. This is a best of 3 series. Loser goes home, and winner moves on. Of course, winner of this entire tournament will get $16,300, and more importantly, getting to play in the ultimate grand final somewhere down the road. We don't know the dates, we don't know the money for that, but it's going to happen sometimes. But yeah, that's game 1. Game 2 is coming up next. Don't go anywhere, guys. He's Merlini. I'm Luminous. We're signing off.
Reach the city steps tonight, following the power lines. Metal Man beside, with eclipses for eyes. And you tell yourself you won't let them touch. Did I say too much? Did I say enough? I don't know, Sylvia. I don't know, Sylvia. following the power lines, and your skin is so white underneath the black night, and your voice cries out for the coup de grace, and the lights go out. Will there be a trace that I love, Sylvia? That I love, Sylvia. That I love,
同福晚舟。
又一个打开不了。
这两队的话还内参比较。
同福一晚舟还想再来第二晚。
哎，你终于好，两个打死了，打飞机，就差这个，就差这个是钱，是钱。走了，走，行，快点！别掉了，我马上到，我已经注意自己了。亚军我 FBI， 有不保你这样坑队友，坑队友的钱，快走，快打！
同福晚舟。
好的，欢迎回来。那么刚刚经过了因为在中期其实打出了3到4波很不如意的团战，送出了有10到15个的人头。在这种形势下，还是场面上有橘子在掌握着一个偏主动的。
这一波团战问题不大，影响不是特别大的。
是的，然后输了4波，发现好像阿斯塔有点机会来了，但是在带盾一波推下路2塔的时候，被队长 X 打出了一次非常漂亮的。
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ECL, or the Esport Championship League, sponsored by Redbull. Of course, I am Luminous. I'm joined by Merlini. How's your farmer tank going?
Pretty good. Not bad. Not so bad. Not as bad as yours.
I have no farmer tank. It looks so light up here.
You call yourself an Asian.
The sweat is glistening up in this. Of course, it's Orange Esport versus Rising Star. This is game 2 of a best-of-3 situation with Orange Esport up 1 game. But before we want to jump into the draft, I think the big storyline we got out of last game is how well the Orange support were playing. Maybe not really apparent in the early game phase because they're mostly defensive when they're doing defensive disrupt, living armor, and all that stuff. But once the big team fight came out and once it got to crunch time, the support just took over. And that's not something you can say too much about most
Clutch
of the
factory.
Yeah, clutch factor from supports. But with that said, let's actually jump into the draft. Rising Star on the Radiant side this time. And our Chinese stream is dying on the background. And of course, Orange is going to be on the Dire. Look at the support lineup, or the carry lineup here from Rising Star. Alchemist and Lifestealer once again.
Yeah, Alchemist is, I mean, seen time and time again how much he can farm, how much of a pain in the butt he is to deal with, and synergizes very well with a lot of other physical damage heroes because of the acid spray. Very good at taking out Roshan, just safe lane farming Beast, a lot of HP, natural tankiness, hard to gank. The list goes on and on as to why Alchemist is constantly first pick. And on top of that, he's flexible. He can be carry, he can be a support, and he can be in the mid. So this hero can just do a little bit of everything.
But the biggest thing is that you pick up the Lifestealer, you gotta ban the Razor. The Chinese team have been banning it, and Rising Star fell prey to Mushi's Razor in that previous game. They will get rid of it, though. Mushi, I'm not sure that whether he cares about Razor being banned out. He has such a wide hero pool on the mid lane. We've seen him play anything and everything in between. You know, Mirana, for example, in the solo mid position, to the more standard Queen of Pain and Puck of that sort of type of hero.
Yeah, I would just say I wouldn't actually think that Razor is like ban worthy just because you picked this Life Stealer. There's a lot of other heroes that just cause tons of problems, like Darkseer can just surge away, Shadow Demon already banned out with the defensive disruption and the purge. I just don't really feel that Razor made or break for him last game. Sure, Mushi played decently and it was like constantly annoying for him because he had to pop his Infest cooldown a little bit early to get rid of the static link or bounce in and out of combat. But in terms of like actually banning the hero, I don't think but Rising Star disagrees.
Yeah, he was actually quite annoying to deal with early on. Like, they had trouble killing him. Mushi was able to kill a ton of people because the damage against the Razor was pretty lackluster. I think it's okay when you're running double melee carries in the form of Alchemist and Lifestealer. I think it's warrant a ban. It's one of those heroes that beat you quite easily. I think I would rather even deal with a Puck or a Queen of Pain over a Razor, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, Orange looks like they have picked Visage and Windrunner. We've seen Windrunner sometimes from Mushi in the mid lane, so it's not a support winner or even a safe lane farming Windrunner that we see sometimes. Orange still pretty flexible with how they want to do their lanes.
Yeah, generally when Orange picks up a Windrunner, like they actually like to go offensive trialing here on the Windrunner, with the Windrunner on the more of the carry role. Ohio is landing amazing shackle shots every time I see him play the Windrunner. So generally he is the de facto Windrunner player. And previously I talked about Visage during the pick and ban of game number 1. I personally love Visage on the offensive trialing when you are kind of harassing with your 600 range. If there's anything going on, your Soul Assumption is such a long range spell that it lets you chase or back up and still maintain the ability to take fights. So I do look towards the Orange Esport going for that offensive trialing. And against Lifestealer and Alchemist, these are fairly easy heroes to kind of harass in lane.
So how are Rising Stars going to do their lanes? Are they going to do Lifestealer in the triple lane and Alchemist in the mid lane by default?
I think what they're looking towards to is Lifestealer on the defensive lane and Alchemist on solo mid. Rising Stars is one of those teams that do run Alchemist on the solo mid position. But I think Orange Esport, very smart ban here, banning out both jungler because Rising Stars love to do their jungle smoke gang that we saw.
They didn't ban a Queen of Pain.
Well, the Queen of Pain does not actually work without the jungle smoke gang. So I think you allow them to actually get the Queen of Pain now. And a Weaver being picked up here. I think Weaver on a solo mid position just wrecks on anybody, right?
Yeah, I think Weaver is a really good pickup here. They don't have it's pretty good for his Lifestealer. It's decent for his Alchemist. Alchemist doesn't have a lot of armor, so pretty susceptible to the Swarm, especially in extended team fights. And he's really easy to lane. They don't have some of the good supports are already taken out. None of the jungle heroes that you talked about. And Rising Stars, what are they going to do as the remainder of their triple lane?
Yeah, I wonder if their supports is going to have the similar amount of impact as they have in previous games without the jungle play. They like to smoke a lot, get early game kills, and more importantly, transition from those early game kills into tower kills. Now, without those kind of support available, they're going to pick up the Rubik at least for now, but do look towards them to pick up some more of the offensive trialing hero supports, because I feel that if you take away the jungle play from them, they have to kind of rely on more of the traditional way of reading the early game, which is, I guess, offensive tri lane or just straight up lane dominance. And Lifestealer and Alchemist not exactly too good at just raw lane dominating.
Neither of these teams have exceptional teamfight capabilities. There is the potential for a large shackle shot from the Windrunner on the side of Orange, but other than that, it's a lot of single target spells. There's a lot of like small AoE. No, nothing like an Epicenter or Burrow Strike on 4 heroes that we're likely to see yet thus far. But I mean, it looks like it's just
there you go.
Yep, there it is. They need some more teamfight potential, though. It is always nice to have extra AoE, extra AoE stuns, and it can't hurt. Sand King played very well by Orange. Net and Extinct both play fantastic ones.
Yeah, generally Net actually plays the Sand King for the team, but he was playing the Shadow Demon last game. But this time we're definitely going to have Extinct handling the Visage. His win rate is around 88% on Visage. Can you believe that value? 88% win rate on Visage, so I think we might see Rising Star perhaps getting knocked out of the tournament as they are down 1 game in this best of 3 series. Of course, Sand King, one of Net's best hero as well, so I really like Orange Esports draft so far.
Rising Star is taking very long time on their bans. They're almost running out of reserve time.
Oh, on the 4th pick. Not exactly sure where do you go from here. I still think that you want to secure your second support.
Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking about the offlane, though.
Nyx Assassin is decent. I like Jakiro more just because I think he has more reliable AoE. But Nyx Assassin, not a bad pick by any means.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't feel like a strong pick in a sense, right? It's like it doesn't counter anything. It doesn't.
Yeah, they don't have any.
Much.
Windrunner is not really that susceptible to Nyx Assassin ganks.
Yeah.
And there's no like Queen of Pain, Storm, Spirit. None of those heroes that are like easily killed and easily hurt by mana burn.
Yeah, if Weaver ever gets enough HP to survive your combo, then you're pretty much a useless hero against him as well. So I really wonder what this Nyx Assassin pick is. It going to be a solo mid Nyx Assassin? It makes me think, because if you get a quick Blink Dagger, that might turn things around a little bit. But I personally don't like this pickup.
I think he's going to have a problem versus Windrunner or versus Weaver. Windrunner doesn't really need mana to beat Nyx Assassin. He's not like a Queen of Pain where you have to rely on the Shadow Strike plus right clicks. Windrunner has a fantastic attack animation, pretty good base damage, and should be able to zone, maybe even zone out a Nyx Assassin in the middle lane. Weaver can fare pretty well too. Just bottle off the mana burn and just play super, super aggressively.
Yeah, I really have no idea how Rising Star is going to lane this, nor what they plan to do with those lanes. It doesn't feel like they could win any lane combination or situation. Rising Star most likely looking for one last off lane, and I wonder where that will be. We saw things like Queen of Pain in the jungle. Lifestealer actually does jungle sometimes for Rising Star as well, so can't discount that possibility.
I would like to see like a bounty hunter from them, just because Orange Esports doesn't have the best 5-man lineup, and even if they try a 5-man with a gem to counter bounty hunter, they're not always going to come out ahead in team fights. It's not like a Magnus that you have to always worry about, or some Chen, for example, is pretty good at just pushing early. They don't have to really worry about that. As a bounty hunter, it's pretty good versus Weaver, pretty good versus Sand King, and just works kind of well with the somewhat aggressive nature of their lineup.
It's okay. I was thinking of maybe something that allows your Lifestealer to jump in, like a Puck or a Queen of Pain. Something that gives them a little bit more mobility in a team fight, or just during out the ganks. I feel like they just lack Disable, and it's weird saying that because you have Impale, you have Lift, you have Lifestealer and Alchemist,